India, a land of rich culture and mystery, and one of the most appealing countries I wanted to experience. So when I was invited to join my paramedic colleagues to provide first aid training and document the event, it was an opportunity that could not be missed. It was an arduous journey, yet just arriving at Delhi, the temperature, the aroma in the air, the sounds of bustling people and constant tooting of car horns bombarded my senses and excited my spirit of adventure. We had arrived. I was actually stood in North India, 4,297 miles from home. Although aware that this was a working holiday, there was no time to acclimatize. Teaching began the next day in Amritsar, Punjab. The classroom, the holiest location in the Sikh religion, the Golden Temple. For the next 2 days, this was to be our home. Amritsar district has a population of nearly 2.5 million people, 68.94% of which following Sikhism. Training began at 7 and after a short introduction of the team we began the program of sharing basic first aid techniques which here, without doubt, could mean the difference between life and death. Topics covered ranged from injured upper and lower limb support, head injuries, transportation techniques, to CPR and the recovery position. Day 2 saw additional interest in our arrival and we were accompanied by a reporting crew from the Sikh channel to document the training. The report was aired in November and repeated in December 2017. At the end of the 2 days we had trained over 150 members of staff at the temple. Although India and certainly Punjab is fraught with a bloody history of raging battles, the temple, the lapping water and the melodic chanting that echoes through the entire area, emanates peace and tranquility, providing a haven of calm, a stark contrast to the busy streets outside and even its entry. Over 100,000 visitors per day worship at this holy shrine. I was saddened to leave, but the journey was not over. Another day of traveling by busy bumpy road, airports, flights and more bumpy roads. We arrived 1,117 miles further east Jamshedpur, Jharkhand. We were allocated the evening to recover from the day's traveling. Once again training began the next morning. We met to discuss amending the delivery style of the training package as our second venue was St. Mary's English High School. Jamshedpur is home to 677,000 people. 83.67% follow Hinduism, the remaining population are a melting pot of Christians, Muslims, Sikhs and Buddhists. Although only a day's travel and still in the same country, Jamshedpur was a much different place to Amritsar. The humidity here was apparent at sunrise, the landscape was much greener and there were far more cows walking the street. We were collected from our hotel and driven to St. Mary's. The welcome we received was unbelievable. The children had been practicing their welcome songs for weeks. It really was heartwarming. After we had been welcomed, we made our way to the main hall. We were teaching groups of 30 children at a time. The aim of today's session was not only to make it informative, but also make it fun. The children were very engaging and curious, asking several relevant questions beyond what we expected of them. But the real star of the show was the smallest student in the school. To demonstrate how easily any person can be placed in the recovery position, we selected the smallest student and the largest of our team, a real David and Goliath story.
Okay, now, just this, because that's all you're doing with this hand is... Woo!
It doesn't matter how big he is.
Very good. And his leg. Let his leg down.
During our trip of 16 days, we traveled over 10,000 miles, taught in 3 venues and provided first aid training to nearly 300 people. From basic bandaging skills, early management of infants, to CPR. If just a single student uses the skills we taught them, then the journey was worth it. I count myself very lucky, shared Diwali and photographed the celebrations from the rooftops. I've set foot in some amazing places. Seen some unforgettable sights. Stroked an elephant. Received the highest honor a Sikh can bestow, and in the holiest of locations. Received my first turban. Rode stood up on the back of a tuk-tuk. Even worn a dress. Made new friends. Made some new family. And spent time with a truly amazing, generous and selfless group of people.
The Amrits was full of natural springs, as you can see over my shoulder.
Happy birthday to you.
The trip was exhausting, but certainly one I hope to be making again. Life isn't about what you can get, it's about what you can give. And the cherry on the cake here. Team India won the AFSA Charity Challenge Team Award 2017.